The greatest ability in life is to endure. Enduring constraints is what lets us break out of our cocoons and become butterflies. Just like grass seeds must survive the harsh winter before they can sprout and spread across the land, life is like a marathon. If you make it to the end, it's not about a single burst of energy, but rather lasting stamina. Walking your path is one thing. Enduring your journey is another. The tougher it gets, the more it shapes you. Everything in life is bitter, and only you can pull yourself through. Yeah, in an ancient myth, there's a character named Lan Lu Shu. Whenever someone passed by, he gave them a riddle. What walks on one leg in the morning, 2 legs at noon, and 3 legs in the evening? Anyone who guessed wrong was thrown off a cliff. Many people lost their lives to this puzzle until a young boy came by and gave the correct answer. A human being. Our entire life is basically, first we crawl, then we walk. Eventually we rely on a cane to get around. Whether the road is long and winding or flat and easy, nobody can walk it for you. Since all living things face hardship, only you can help yourself. If you can endure the darkness, you'll eventually see the dawn. A notable example in the Scholars. In the Scholars, there's a woman named Shen Kyungji who lost her mother at a young age and grew up with her father, a teacher in Changzhou, trying to secure her good match. He arranged her engagement with a wealthy salt merchant in Yangzhou. But at the last moment, it turned out the merchant had no intention of marrying her as his principal wife. She would only be taken in as a concubine. Feeling deceived, her father sued the merchant. But because the merchant was in cahoots with local officials, the lawsuit was lost, and her father was forcibly returned to Changzhou. Alone in a strange place, Shen Kyungji realized she could only rely on herself. She took the gold and silver the merchant had given her, dressed as an older woman, bribed a maid, and fled all the way to Nanjing. There, drawing on her talents, writing poetry, painting, calligraphy, she supported herself. Facing further trouble from the salt merchant, she stood up to him in court, boldly defended herself with poetry, and was eventually found not guilty. She regained her freedom. Poets called her a heroic woman, and Wu Jingzi ranked her among the top 3 in his Rulin list. Her story teaches us, if you don't save yourself, not even the heavens can help you. If you rely on your own strength, you can accomplish anything. Life is, at its core, one person living day to day. Don't place too much hope in others. Parents grow old, friends drift away, and partners can leave. There is no true forever in this world. One's greatest ability isn't begging for others' favor, but quietly strengthening oneself and learning to depend on your own efforts. Every rough road you travel and every hardship you endure is the universe telling you, I believe in you. Life is full of storms and sorrows. Only you can save yourself. No matter what, keep striving to shine rather than hoping someone else will light the way. If you can't endure, you'll be eliminated. If you endure, you'll stand out. Northern Song Dynasty statesman Fan Zhongyan went through countless hardships in his life. His father died when he was 2. His mother remarried, but fortunately his stepfather treated him like his own child, teaching him to read and write. From a young age, Fan resolved to study hard and change his destiny. Even though he failed the imperial exams multiple times, he kept pushing forward, determined not to give up until he succeeded. But Things took a turn when his stepfather passed away. The remaining brothers in the family quarreled over inheritance, and as the outsider, Fan Zhongyan became their target. He had no choice but to leave home alone and head to Nandu, then known as Yingtianfu, to continue his studies. Broke and with no one to help, he studied in a rundown temple. Every day he made a pot of porridge, let it cool until it congealed, then cut it into 4 passes, eating 2 in the morning and 2 in the evening. At night, he would soak the leftovers in hot water to fill his stomach, living for 5 whole years without even taking off his clothes to sleep. Eventually, that bowl of porridge paid off. When he was 27, he finally passed the exams and began his path to advancement. Su Shi wrote in Liu Holun, those who achieve great deeds not only possess extraordinary talents, but also unyielding determination. In life, hardships, heartaches, and humiliations are inevitable. If you can't change it, you have to adapt. Whether someone ends up doing big things often doesn't come down to superior talent, but rather the will to endure. And many times the line between success and failure is razor thin. Endure for just one more moment and you might break through. Give up too soon and you're out of the game. Once you grit your teeth and push through life's darkest hour, every new start feels like a rebirth. As long as you have a dream in your heart and light in your eyes, all your pain and struggles will become stepping stones and nourishment for your growth. A good life requires endurance. Life is full of flavors, simmered slowly, some fragrant like a rich stew, some bitter like potent medicine, and some bland like plain water. But no matter the taste, it always comes down to enduring. A life that's been through the fire of endurance has real depth. In the novel To Live, the main character Fugi constantly struggles. His son, Yuqing, dies after being overdrawn of blood on the operating table, all for 10 sacks of rice promised to the county magistrate. His daughter Fengxia loses her voice during a childhood fever, and though she later marries the honest and kind but lame Erxi, she dies in childbirth. Heartbroken over losing both children, Fugi's wife Jiazhen lasts only about 3 more months before she, too, passes away in grief. Yet fate piles on even more tragedy. Erxi is crushed to death by 2 slabs of cement at work, and Fugi's grandson, Hugen, literally eats himself to death on Fugi's cooked beans. One by one, everyone close to Fugi is taken from him, stripping him of every pillar in his life. Yet even in old age, he's still alive and still enduring. He saves an old ox headed for the slaughterhouse and plows the fields, singing to the earth as if to answer back all that fate has thrown his way. Author Yu Hua wrote, "We live for the sake of living itself, not for anything beyond that." In this lifetime, joys and sorrows mix together, gain and loss cycle around. We can't define what truly makes a good life. Some say having children and grandchildren close by is happiness, while others believe that going through countless trials and tasting every flavor of life is its own form of fulfillment. No matter the outcome, everything passes through the test of time, enriching the flavor of our lives. Endurance is the best way to live. You can knock a person down, but what doesn't defeat us only makes us stronger, helping us forge our own sense of completion.